All right, boys and girls, this is Old Man Yells at Cloud for my Blue Powder Monkeys Patreon. And we're going to be making some Photoshop wallpaper today. I'm working on a souvenir book for a science fiction convention called Oricon. Which takes place in Portland, Oregon. And as part of that, I need to make some texture to lay text on top of, basically. And their theme is "Don't Fear the Reaper," so we're gonna do some vintage, fake kind of newspaper wallpapery sort of stuff to begin with. So this is Photoshop. For those of you that are unfamiliar with it. And I don't know how much talking I'm going to do, but I'll just kind of go through things, and if I remember to say something, I will. So I guess one of the things to know is that we're in black and white, which will be interesting. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going to set up kind of a fake overall newspaper texture. The document doesn't have full bleed, which means that color won't go off the side. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet. There'll be about a 1/4 inch margin, but there's no reason for me not to have the image go clear out to the edge because I can basically crop it in the final document. Oh, that didn't work the way I wanted. Now we're going to pick out a newspaper-like typeface, and this may come as a surprise or no surprise to any of you. Times New Roman, that free serif font that y'all use in your business emails or whatever. Old school, curmudgeon-y old font was originally set up for newspapers. Yeah, let's go regular. 10. Black. There we go. That beautiful fake type. It's called Lorem Ipsum. Lorem Ipsum. Not sure why I have to do this so many times, but I'm gonna. It's not giving me the same lorem ipsum. Okay, it should be randomized text. There's a thing you do in filmmaking when the background people are standing around in the background making small talk, and it sounds like conversation, but back in the day, and maybe even nowadays, I don't know, they just used to say peas and carrots over and over again. And that basically sounded like conversation. This will look like text if you can't really read it that well. Now, I'm not a huge fan of fully justified text, meaning, oh, they don't have an option for it. More properties, maybe? Are they over here somewhere? Nope. Meaning the text basically like lined up on both sides. I'm not sure Photoshop does it. That's weird. It should be one of these options here, but type, character style, paragraph styles maybe? Oh, no. I don't know why it's putting these. I love when Photoshop throws these menus clear over on the other side of the screen. Like, oh, you must have done that once. It's like, no, I didn't. Photoshop just does what Photoshop wants. All right, so, oh, there we go. This is fully justified. Yoink. As opposed to right justified, which is when this side, use my pen here, when this side is basically straight down the thing, that's right justified. This side down the thing would be left justified, and you'd see like a raggedy edge basically in the middle there. All right, cool. So I got a bunch of text. Not sure what this one was. Oh, it's that little dot up there. So get rid of that. All right, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of experimenting here. There's kind of, I don't want to say standard ways. There's ways to do this. I need my fucking layers palette longer. There we go. But I'm going to dick around a lot. Which means I'm going to be making lots of copies of things. Oh, this is my text. Okay. So let's do this first. Filter. Noise. Add noise. Ooh, that's too much. Yeah, that's good enough. Yep. Okay. All right, cool. I think that's too small. I wanted it more like real size, quote unquote, but 12 point, but that's not, no, I guess it's 10 point, which isn't great either. Here we go. Oh no! Stupid text controls. I'd rather be doing this in InDesign, but InDesign doesn't have Photoshop stuff. That's not too bad. All right, and then let's do this. Organization. Organization, my friends, is key. All right. It's like clean as you go when you're a chef or whatever. Okay. Oop. Cancel. Is this a smart object? Doesn't have the little smart stuff on it. Oh, it's fucking text. Of course it is. Okay. Rasterize. So this is going to be faded back in the background. So it doesn't need to be incredibly unreadable. Where's that finger? I don't use Photoshop that often. Sponge, blur, sharpen, smudge. There it is. Used to be, smudge tool used to just be part of the tools. That's not good. Oh, it's because of that. That's not great either. Nope. There we go. Oh, wrong thing. All right, that's what I wanted. Oh, that is blurry and awesome. Hurts my eyes almost. Nope. I wonder if just the smeared. This is what we're talking about. Experimenting. Oh, I don't know how I got to linear dodge there. I didn't see anything over the. Oh, fuck. Ugh. That's weird. These guys keep flipping their fucking thing. Oh, because it's highlighted. I don't want it to be highlighted. There we go. Oh, this stuff isn't doing anything. All right, so let's start here. You guys are probably hearing that as well. I was like, what is that sound? Because I have headphones on. It's raining outside, so that became a thing suddenly. Which it was very sunny up until a minute or two ago. For fuck's sake. There we go. Ooh. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this Photoshop thing. Like, I've used this program before, and it hasn't been this fucking imprecise and twitchy. Like, I've just been able to do the things I want to do without it switching modes or whatever the fuck. Alright. You know what it is I'm not super happy with the smeared. I'll be honest with you. I have the, yeah, there's my original. Okay. And that's why I keep the original there. I want this smeared to behave differently. Smudge. Oh. That's what I want. Okay, cool. Okay. Smudged. There's a G in there. Smudged. Let's try that. Huh. Okay. Oh, interesting. Cool. Okay. I wonder what dissolve. Let's try something here. Whoops. Original's down there. Smudge is turned off. Okay, cool. Oh, that's fucking weird. Grimy. Oh. Oh, it's always going to have the little dots. That's why. Okay, cool. All right. All of this work for what is basically super background texture, because I'm going to be laying stuff on top of this. So that's fucking hilarious. I don't know if I'll need that, so let's just do that. Let's make another folder. Okay, so now is the potentially interesting part here. I grabbed some newspaper, historical newspaper stuff. So I'll start with that. All right. Oop, is all of that in original images? It is. Interesting. Should be. Oh, I see what it's doing. What now? Nope. All right, so that means this and this also need to go here. Cool. And the newspaper also needs to come out and go here. All right, so all these original images. Are these all turned off? No? Oh, I dragged that above it. Okay. So all right, what's going on? Let's turn those off. Oh, the newspaper's above it. So the newspaper needs to go there. There we go. Okay. And then this, if I just did like this kind of shit or whatever. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so now we're going to try a thing. Oh. Rasterize smart object or layer. I could have rasterized the layer as well. I'm not sure what the difference is. Yoink. Okay, cool. And then boink. And then control. Yeah, okay, cool. And let's do that. Where is my paint bucket tool? Oh, fuck. Once again, it threw it all the way over here. All right. I'm not even sure how to fucking. Oh, I see. Who would not want their fucking paint bucket tool? Ugh, fucking Photoshop. Maybe I'm just an old school user. Maybe nobody uses fucking paint bucket anymore. I use the clone stick quite a bit too, actually. And I don't really use the smudge. I'm using it on this, but I don't really use it that often. That's probably okay for now. All right. Okay. think there's a, shows you how often I use it. There it is. Fuck, that was a lot. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, I like lighting. Screen works pretty well too. Overlay not as much. That's not horrible. Yeah. Okay, I think I know a way I could have made that a little better, but let's just call it good for now. All right, there we go. Actually, I'm okay with that. No, I'm not. Oh, God. I could go back through and just rasterize all those, but there's a chance maybe I don't want them rasterized at some point, so whatever. There we go. Okay. I'm using a pen. You can't tell because all you see is my fucking cursor. But I'm using a pen, which means my hand blocks the fucking pop-up menus. I haven't been able to figure out how to tilde. No, that's good. How to not have it do that. Interesting. being a little sloppy here because I don't care if there's, you know, like little artifacts and shit. It's all part of the process. The interesting thing about this is I don't think much of this is even going to be readable because it needs to have text on top of it. So it's going to have to just be super light anyway. But I'm having a little fun with it, so whatever. All right, so now we probably need to put these on separate. Why is this not? There we go. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Caps lock is on. Cool. Yeah, of course my wand disappeared. Is it under that? Nope. Oh, this thing. Okay. There it is. Now why is it doing that? Interesting. Yeah. Well, that's cool. All right, let's figure out. Can't believe I haven't saved this entire time. That's dumb. That was quite dumb of me. Now what the heck is, why is it pretending that shit is still there? So weird. Alright, well, if that's the way you want it. Dun, 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 dun. I'm overall not loving this. I don't know that it's adding a lot, honestly. I think that works just fine. I might way be overthinking this. Sigh. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Always takes an unknown number of clicks to open folders and or files in Illustrator. It's like, oh, sometimes it takes this many, sometimes it takes this many. Who's to say? All right, so let's get rid of that. Does that have the guides on it? Of course it has the guides on it. It doesn't matter. All right, you might have been wondering why I would bring it into Illustrator at this point, and that is because Illustrator is much better at patterning things. And I think I want to experiment. Don't think. I'm going to experiment with some patterns, some sort of wallpapery. Oops, shit. There we go. Some wallpapery, patterny stuff. So let's lock both those down. Let's get up to here. Let's lock that down. Cool. Some basic stuff to begin with, just messing around. I thought about decreasing the opacity, and that still might be a thing. Yeah, because I was thinking if I just made this a little darker, but I don't like that. Don't like that at all. However, yeah, I get a little exact with my stuff here. It's a little distracting. Let's try. And that's not horrible. It's a little harsh. So that means soft light. That's it right there. Soft light is one of my favorite doodads for this kind of stuff. So that's a blend tool. You can just tap one thing, tap the other thing. It automatically makes a bunch of things in the middle. You open this up. It says smooth color, which means it tried to do a solid sort of deal. Usually want specified steps. 552. Sometimes you can do specified distance. I haven't messed around with that too much, so I'm not really 100% on what it does. Yeah, that's interesting. Kind of like more over less. That's kind of cool. I was thinking about putting maybe little stuff in between or something, but all right, and then now I'm going to try something super fucking tricky. Oops. Oh, did it get both of them? Must have got both of them. Is there only one? There is only one. Okay. There, okay. So let's lock this one. Let's grab that one. Oh, that's so cool and weird. All right, I'm gonna have to redo it. So I did 200. That's fine. Everything's fine. Why is it not? Oh, it's the appearance, maybe? Yeah. Okay, so that's all locked. That's set. I think this happened once before, and I can't remember how to fucking do it. Let's see, appearance. It's normal. Excuse me. This is, I had an earlier rant on Adobe spending so much time with their AI nonsense. It's the future. Um, and it, I mean, as much as anything else is the future, it'll eventually kind of become a normal tool that nobody will think about, that won't seem exciting because profit always wins out over innovation. But my point of this rant is Adobe has never been very good about the user experience in their, oh, is it because of that? In their programs. And the AI thing has become even more of a distraction, like just basic shit that, like, these kind of, even if it turns out to be some kind of user error thing, which it very well could be, this wasn't the kind of thing that happened. I've been using this program since, I don't even fucking know, like before 2007, 2005, maybe, I don't know, 2002, feels like. And this shit never used to happen. Like when you wanted to just do like a dashed line, you could just do a dashed line and you could just load in the numbers and everything was fine. And there wasn't some like weird, tricky fucking user thing that I haven't, that I am not doing that I used to not have to do, kind of thing or whatever. Like I should just be able to draw a fucking line, right? Just draw a fucking line and then dash the line. So everything's all kind of, I'm motioning with my hand that you can't see. Everything's kind of it's all normal shit right now. There's no weird setups or anything like that. I'm on a fucking layer just like this. And then I take this and I do this. And then I open up the stroke panel like you do. And let's go up to 2, right? All that's set. And then I click dash line. And now this doesn't work. Why the fuck not? Who fucking knows? There's some weird little fucking setting in here or some new user thing. But again, I'm telling you, I've used this program for like 15 or 20 fucking years. It didn't used to be this way. You used to open this up. I've only had trouble making dashed lines in the last 6 to 8 months of this program. Right? I've only had trouble fucking with the alt, like the drag clone thing, or trying to rotate stuff. Like all of this extra user fussery has been within the last year or two, basically, of this thing. And it's fucking annoying, to be honest. Just make a thing that fucking works the way that it used to fucking work. And if you need to add functionality for, like, what sort of thing is happening right now that adds functionality to me making a dash line, right? I fucked around with this now for like 10 or 15 minutes, it feels like, and I still can't make a fucking dotted line is what I'm trying to do. I'm basically trying to load in functionalities into here, right? And they're like, oh, well, fucking update your driver preferences, fucking reload. No, it's fucking gatekeeping bullshit when you try to ask questions like, what fucking operating system are you? No, it's shit that used to work and now doesn't fucking work. Like, how simple is that to fucking figure out? Anyway. And again, even if it's my, quote, my fucking fault, user error on it, I'm doing it the exact same way I've done it for 15 fucking years. Or however long. By the way, these rants, a lot of times they use language which is more generalized, not literal. And I know that there's a lot of people that are overtly literal nowadays for whatever reason. Some of it, I guess, is kind of a widening acceptance, which is fine, of like autistic stuff and spectrum-y stuff and all of that I get. But it's also creeping into kind of normal functionality, or cis, whatever the word is. Anyway, functionality of everything. You have to specify whether you're being literal or not literal, and you can just assume that I'm exaggerating sometimes. unless I'm being literal. Yeah. Anyway, that's a side. That's not even a rant because that doesn't bother me as much. That's more of a clarification with tone in my voice. All right. I don't know exactly how long I've worked with Photoshop and Illustrator, but it's been a while. It's been a long time. All right. Yep, I don't know how to make a fucking dash line anymore, I guess. Cool. All right, well, that is probably about it for today, I'll be honest. I was going to make these cool little dots and throw them in between the little dashes to see if they worked really good. I think it was going to look pretty dope. And unfortunately, we don't get to see that because Adobe can go fuck itself. Anyway. All right. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening to me pop off.